So I think the G20's goal was quite auspicious. I got to serve in several working groups, including the IIF and ETA working group around this mission. And I think that the Asia perspective is actually the most inspirational because if you look at the ASEAN or the Southeast Asia corridor, there have been the most bilateral discussions. And with Project Nexus and BIS, I think there's actually a path where we can show how to have one new scheme for cross-border payments that will represent the benefits and the rules and the oversight across multiple domestic jurisdictions. That said, it's very early days, and more often than not, people are quick to jump to how to technically solve cross-border payments, when in actuality, the biggest constraint are the regulatory frameworks and interoperability across jurisdictions. I really like the model that took place when NPCI and the UPI infrastructure in India started to work with Singapore and their real-time payment network, and showing how there's a very safe, very fast, and very cost-efficient way to connect, basically create a bridge between domestic payment networks that already exist and to make those services available for consumer remittances across border. So right now, that's still live, that's scaling slowly, but I really see that that is a great model that can be replicated at scale. So we're doing a number of things. I think first and foremost, as a global bank, we need to have competitive capabilities in each of the key markets that we're serving. So we're in 36 markets around the world. Asia is a really critical region to us. So we need to have competitive domestic capabilities. Secondly, we're using our scale and our voice as a global bank to help guide and influence both how can we identify opportunities to connect these cross-border real-time payment networks that are domestic, as well as working with SWIFT and how SWIFT can evaluate the option for both fiat and on-chain type settlement. We're working with the G7. It was announced 3 weeks ago, the GSIB initiative, where we're looking for how can we evaluate digital currency solutions across regions and ensure that there's interoperability and that there's also a path. So it's not just a US dollar-based stablecoin architecture in the target state, but there's a way for each of the currencies to play a role. I think that one of the accelerators is actually the fact that there's been this regional experimentation. Again, Southeast Asia, Singapore to India, Project Nexus. The thing that's interesting is that there's nothing connecting to that from North America yet, right? There's nothing connecting to that from Europe yet. And I do believe that these fiat-based solutions, which were started years ago, probably have a better chance of getting regulatory clarity and using the tooling and investments that banks and other participants in the ecosystem have made to speed scale than this parallel set of work around stablecoins and CBDCs, which are still really technical solutions that still require that regulatory framework to answer the questions.